Welcome to Gray Overload. I'm Anthony, and what is going on with AMD's drivers for their GPUs? AMD came out with a community post on their blog saying they are committed to fixing the issues with their Radeon drivers they released here in December. The revamped UI and the stability improvements or lack thereof in that environment. And there have been quite a few stability issues. Now, I know quite a few people with these drivers installed, and I deal with a multitude of systems with these drivers installed on a daily basis. And I had some problems, and I mentioned it in my video when I did the review or did the walkthrough of their entire driver, that there was some crashing, especially in recording and everything that I was trying to do to get a video out to you guys on what's all new, where to find stuff in this driver, etc. And in doing so, I kind of kept reading the Reddit, their forums, everyone on the internet, just to try to see what the bugs were. And there's a lot of comments on my videos on trying to fix issues or find issues. And a lot of it I couldn't come by because I wasn't seeing a lot of the issues. I did see the black screen flickers, where it flickered black screens if you had dual monitors connected. And I use dual monitors at work, happen to have a Radeon card, and it was very annoying. So I kept looking at this, and people were saying it's my Navi card, but I was seeing this on 580s. I didn't really have anything on my Vega, but I'm only running one screen. The stuff on my Vega was just, hey, the recording wasn't working, the computer wouldn't go to sleep, etc. There's a lot to this, and I've been working on this video for about a week or so, just trying to get, since they came out with the community blog post, I want to get one more video out, and then this has been in the background, and I saw Adore's video come out, the Adore TV's video come out yesterday, 2 days ago, and that's a really good video. I highly recommend watching it if you want to get a background on some of what his thoughts are, and now there's been a multitude of other videos on it as well, so now I'm getting out mine. A little bit late. I've had some other stuff to deal with, as you guys have known in the past, and plus just got slammed with work, and that's taking priority right now, to get some of those things done. But now that I got a little time to collect myself, I was looking at it as not. I'm very disappointed in what AMD did here and how they're responding to the known issues or the issues in general. AMD, and I've mentioned this before in one of my other videos about software bugs and how they're not new or how they need to be fixed. Don't introduce them, fix them. What needs to be done here now is you need to put out a thing. If you're really monitoring Reddit and getting the issues, and I'm guessing these people are actually contacting your support as well for issues, not just add to known issues in the new post, but add, you're having all these huge fixes in the last, the 20.2.1 driver. I was looking at all the fixes, and I was like, where were they the month before? And even if they were entered, or even if they were found during that time, the old blog post should be updated to show those known issues. Also, maybe you should go as far as to say not as known issues, but issues, reported issues. Say these are reported issues. When there's multiple reports of them, start saying these are reported issues. We are looking into them. Any information would be helpful. And to get that feedback back, to get the community to show that you actually are committed into fixing these drivers, getting this stability back, or stability up there. I'm very disappointed in this. Now, in all that's happened in the past, I think people are just short-sighted, and they all of a sudden forgot what NVIDIA did, what was it, like 18 months ago, or last year, where they were bricking cards because of a driver update. So drivers are not perfect at any realm, and we've had issues in the past with everyone's drivers, but this one's just been going on for a while, and AMD really needs to puts itself down to the metal, and just tell their developers to get this stuff fixed. I'm a developer. I understand that sometimes it's going to be crunch time to get stuff done, and if you introduce something that is really buggy, you have to be dedicated to really forming up and correcting it. Now, I think that some of these things are stemming from poor testing scenarios on the development side. That's just my outside looking in, just some of the, hey, here's bugs that are coming out. We're not able to find stuff where, you're not going to be able to test every scenario, but you're going to have a lot more rock solid environment depending upon how your testing environment is set up. As a developer, not only do I develop software, I spend a lot of time on the testing side, trying to make software as rock solid as possible that I develop. It's just, I think that testing needs to take just as much time as development because there's more scenarios, more users are going to hit it, and everything else. And here, AMD needs to really get committed on it. The blog post is nice, but your known issues, even putting reported issues, need to be updated on the prior blog post so that people understand when they go to see what might be wrong with it, they can then make the best decision if they're going to update. Because not everyone is going to update on day one. I'm sure your download numbers show that. So you have an ability to see what's actually being downloaded and when, and you know that there's a ramp up period and a ramp down period, and people will, constantly want to download drivers at a certain period of time, and they want to see if there's issues done. So there's people like me that grab the drivers right away. I'm willing to work with more bugs than most people, but I also report those bugs when I do see them, or I make them known in some fashion. Usually I report them to the company and exact reproducible steps. Now, AMD, your additional options in your software driver to being installed cannot be a drop-down like it is currently. You have to show that right off the bat because the majority of the issues I was having were fixed once I did a factory reset or factory clean install. So you really need to make that shown right away so we don't not have to expand it and it can just go. Because if the issues are going to be like, now my computer's operating properly, all of a sudden it's sleeping. I got a Vega 64 in here. It's sleeping, it's doing everything it normally does properly, and it wasn't doing that before. I could never get it to this. This card would never sleep properly for as long as I've had it, and now all of a sudden it does after a factory reset. So there's items in there that AMD really needs to go through and just have these options shown. Now, I do not think that we should default check the clean install each time. I think that should be an option that the user does, but you should also put a note next to it. If you are having issues, please check this to try to alleviate issues you may have. Right? Have the audacity of help, even if that help has to be shown more so users have that option. Right? There's a lot of people I've been in contact with, and even friends, family, that they don't know what they're necessarily getting into. They just need it to work. And when I say, well, try this, they go, where is it? That's not a good sign. I mean, one, I could be even better in describing it, but when I say hit additional options and they say, where is it on that same page, it shows me that AMD needs to do a better job of creating those things. So I've been really disappointed in this driver since the new look has come out. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. But judging by a lot of the Reddit posts, a lot of people like that, and I'm glad I'm in a state right now with the Vega card, with the other cards I use during a daily basis, I test on, etc., is that they've been pretty darn successful and solid lately. I've been impressed with what everyone else is having. I'm not seeing all those issues. And I use dual monitor, I use single monitor, remote desktop, etc. on all these systems. So I have a feeling I'm kind of lucking out, but I don't know how widespread these problems are. But they need to make a commitment. Now, I'm not going to let, just go and jump ship to go on NVIDIA. Granted, I'm not looking to upgrade a GPU right now. But everyone has their drivers days. Some good, some bad. And when they're bad, they look horrible and people get upset. But AMD, you really need to go through this. Get those known issues out. Even if you have to have a website out of issues we're working on with priorities of here's where they are, here's what we're working on to get knocked out. Everything needs to be rock solid in your driver. I say take the next 6 months and just pound out the rock solid ability. Just make it so stable. It's gonna require taking something really bad to crash the system in your software, in the driver. So you have Big Navi rumored to come out. You said that, well, not rumored. You basically said that you're going to talk more about it at your financial day in March. So make sure that when you hit that that whenever that releases for that big Navi, that your drivers are rock solid. Because I do not think that Navi is necessarily the cause of all these bugs in your driver, but I do think the driver got buggy enough during once the Navi launched that you guys weren't taking responsibility to create that stability after it launched. So that's a little my thoughts on this driver. Maybe with some things that AMD could do to make it better, but this is unacceptable. I would, when NVIDIA had their driver crashing cards, that was unacceptable too. Drivers need to be tested better. Yes, there are going to be issues. It's software, it's technology. There are going to be issues. However, try to mitigate it. Once you got those issues out and people are reporting them, do a better job at getting that done and corrected. NVIDIA did a great job when they had their driver killing cards, right? They pulled that driver right away as soon as they know it. They did the refunds. They did what they needed to do. But if you're going to go through and have a driver now, December, January 1 month, February 2 months, 2 months down the road, and still have a lot of these issues, and even still some not even on the known issue list, there needs to be more communication there. So AMD, feel free to reach out. I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to give you some more suggestions if you want on how to actually report this, so hopefully users can more readily see what's actually going behind the scenes when you have this many issues that are front facing. And then let me know what your comments are for everyone watching this video, and what's going on with your head with what do you think where Radeon is here with their drivers and what you really want changed with it. I know some people are going to say the UI, but stability wise, what you want to see with their drivers being done here. So yeah, check out some of those other videos on the Radeon drivers as well. They've been great, and I think that hopefully in the end of all this, AMD will turn their foot around, right? NVIDIA's already got a pretty stable driver. Now they're going to have to go through some adjustments, and they're just going to have issues over time, right? It's just a normal course of things. But you have Intel, and Intel's got a lot of dollars to put into their driver, and so you got to make sure that you're working on yours to be rock solid. So when Intel comes, it's not between Intel has the same part, but your drivers just suck. Intel, I know, develops a good product. So that's some of the ideas that are going through my head of what's coming up here, AMD. So take care of it. Take care of your own house. Get that in order so that you can have a good software development going forward for this driver. Leave your comments below so I can read them as well. And I do want to thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to help support Gray Overload and helping this channel grow. I really appreciate it. It's been great to see you guys helping this channel out a lot, and I do appreciate that as well. Everything here with the family is doing well. We're still getting through stuff, so it's a process. I kind of wish it was done already, but you can't ever, I guess you can't just say it's just going to be done at some point in time. It's just going to be a evolving thing, and hopefully that everyone recovers proper, or the baby recovers properly here in the short term, so I can go without, have a little bit easier time. But I do want to say I did get a touchscreen for my Raspberry Pi, and it's the Hyperpixel 4-inch touch, and I was going to try to do some stuff with that to see, maybe try to get a little touchscreen, little Plex thing that I could play music off of in random areas of the house, just have it all touchscreen. So we'll see how that goes, and that's gonna be one of my next little projects here. So I want to thank you for watching. I do appreciate you guys supporting the channel, and don't forget to God bless, and like, share, and subscribe.